What's grrr, you two? Welcome back, gamers, to episode 18 of The Altars. And you won't believe what happened. We restarted. Now, I'm gonna go through it's a main portion of this episode is basically us starting back to like day 8 of the beginning of the game and changing a few little things here and there, which are some are minor, some are a little bit major, and you'll see as we get later on into the video. But here we are, day 8. We're coming back in, trying to get readjusted to everything that we see. You know, we ain't got nothing compared to where we were like in day 62, 63, something like that in Act 3. But yes, that's right, Molly is back.
Never thought I'd be so glad to see a sheep.
Let's go, gamers. That's right, Molly's back alive and kicking it like a healthy little lamb she is. Now, the first major thing that we did compared to our previous walkthrough, we made the scientists immediately rather than waiting for the game to tell us that, just so we could get a lot of things researched instantly and as fast as we could. I felt like that was probably a critical thing, and we would need him for Act 1 to get out of Act 1 and get into Act 2. So, and you basically need him for any role in this game. So, getting the scientist was my number one priority, and that's what I did day 8 near the end of the day. And here we are, we're basically talking to him, going through the same dialogue. You guys know what happened essentially and all that good stuff. He then goes to talk to our boy, the technician Juan, early in and see what he had to say.
Also, Jan, obviously. This will never not be weird. Anyway, make yourself at home.
So yeah, I think that's the nicest I've ever seen Technician 1 ever be to anybody at all in this game. And I can't believe, like, if you heard how mellow and soft his voice was in that scene right there, like, you wouldn't think that'd be him at the end of the game. But next up, the very next thing we did was create another altar. This time, at this point, it would have been the miner in the last playthrough. We switched it up. We're ditching him for Botanist Jan instead. Getting him early, I think, goes a long way with the mood of all the altars being able to eat good food and have raw food, and actually, instead of mush, I think it goes a long way because you tend to get emotional boosts every once in a while if you do it for so many days in a row. So he was a good help in that sense. But note to self, he is a mad Lena supporter and lover. Check it out real quick.
Actually, I was going to approach you. Do you think... Is there any way I can go back to my life, I mean? Look, I know it's hard to process, but there's no such thing as your life. This is the only life you'll ever have.
So yeah, you didn't really see it much in that scene right now, but later in just a little bit, you'll see how much of Botanist Jan is a die-hard Lena lover. Like, in his previous life, him and Lena were like, the part where he branches off is where when Lena goes to go abroad to go looking for work, he actually goes with Lena to help her with her work and everything, selling the house and all that stuff, rather than how the current Jan stayed at the house and everything, trying to pay the bills and everything and all that stuff. So you'll see that in a bit. Up next, we're doing another altar. This time we went with Refiner 1. Now y'all might be thinking, well, the Refiner can only be really good unless you got somebody mining all the time like Miner 1. That's not necessarily... That is true, but it's not to a degree, because see... In this sense, we didn't use Refiner 1 like a refiner. We just used him as an extra set of hands to help us get materials. Now, it won't be as much as the miner, but early on, if you don't have the doctor, the miner is really detrimental to you early on in game and everything, and it hurts you long term and sets you back a lot in terms of getting the game done. Now, in this scene right here, this is around the point when Lena is snooping around and checking around during the whole time, and Maxwell tells us to get her off our back. So we look around to see if we could find an altar that could talk to her, and we found out that, essentially, surprise, surprise, Botanist Jan is the one who can basically help calm her down and everything, keep her at bay for the most part. Now, they talked for a hot minute. I mean, they talked for a good long time. It looked like a few hours, maybe at best. But we'll get back to that in a bit. In this scene, we basically wake up the refiner, try to get him back up and going so we can have him ready to go to get ready to work. We already know his kind of background story and how he is as a person, his personality. He loves to be motivated and he loves the fact of working together with others as well.
We are struggling with those polymers. I bet she could tell us how to do it better. All you need to do is ask. Tell her you need her help. For once, rely on someone else other than yourself. I can try, I guess. Good. Do it. You won't regret it.
So, like I said before, botanist Jan is like a big, heavy Lena lover, and he pushed us to go talk to Lena about trying to see if we can find another way to create the polymers at this time for the bridge anchors. And because of that, we were able to get the Reliance perk as well. Now, in this scene right here, this is where we use the Reliance perk and we tell her, like, hey, we need help. Can you help us out in this bind? Help me out in this bind, because I don't think we told her. No, we hadn't told her that about the altars yet. So we told her that we need help with the bridge anchor, and she comes up with a way for us to create polymers inside of the greenhouse. Surprise, surprise. So because of that, we were able to create the polymers much cheaper on our resources and still get it done around the same time. Actually, we got it done way sooner, but we had to wait a little bit more because I wanted to get some more emerald veins as well. So that's why we're like around day 27 around this time. So right here, we're setting up the last bridge anchor and everything. We got all four set now. We head back to the depository to get some more organics that we could be ready to go when we need to head out. And we got this last emerald vein that came from a magnetic storm a day before. And after that, we were ready to get up out of there and go after we got these organics real quick, like I said before. But yeah, after we did that and we made sure we had enough room to pick up our pylons and everything in those depositories, we were able to get up out of here and set sail to Act 2. So right here, basically after we go on our first journey or second journey, first journey I think it is, and get into Act 2, the first thing that I also did right here was create another altar. And you'll start to see a recurring process where every time we started a new act, I created altars right away. In the last playthrough, we didn't do that. We waited and saved them until we actually needed them and try to do all we could with the altars that we had. Didn't do that. The minute we got to a new place, I created altars the minute I could with the Cupid chips that I had on hand. So right here in this scene, we created the doctor altar because in Act 2, when I got here in the first playthrough, this was the one where everything was kind of all mumbo jumbo all over the place. People were getting radiation sickness. There's a whole bunch of stuff that was leading to other things that could have been prevented other things if we had a doctor. Now we're going through the instance where Molly died. Once again, she does die. I think I said it in a video before, but no matter what you do, Molly is going to die no matter how it is. She always has to die because we have to perform the autopsy on her to figure out what's wrong and to see if what happened to her could happen to the altar. So unfortunate it is, but it is what it is. So next up, we created another altar the following night or day, whatever it is. This time we created the shrink. Now, in the previous gameplay, if I created the shrink, we probably could have maybe helped with the miner in his story and everything, but we couldn't do that because we just didn't have the time, and I couldn't make the contemplation room either. At this point, I already got like a contemplation room made when we start Act 2, so thank God. But let's take a look on Jan the shrink and see what his dialogue is all about when we first wake him up.
Hello there. Are you feeling okay? My neurotransmitters are a mess. My mind's alert intellectually, but there's this numbness. Hey, wait. Am I on immunosuppressants by any chance?
A little trippy, right? Now, out of all the altars, I think Shrink One was probably the most realistic because he knew instantaneously that he was on some sort of drugs and everything. And you'll find out later on in his story that you go on a little cool kind of mission that you do, that you have to make something for him, and you got kind of go on a little trip, and you'll see it a little bit later on. Now in this segment again, we just finished putting in the MRI scanner, and we're scanning all the altars in us to see what's going on with us and trying to figure out what the issue at hand happened. We all know that there's something wrong with the process of creating the altars because of that. Now we're taking a call now from Lucas, because at this point I think I created the third Rapidium arc, if I'm not mistaken, at this point. So we created two more Rapidium arcs much faster than we did when we created two Rapidium arcs. So Lucas goes on to tell us, after we make the report of creating the third Rapidium arc, about a little bit of backstory about Maxwell and how he came to meet him, and a little bit about Maxwell's backstory as well and how he came to be right now.
One night his life suddenly got upturned, and then things started toppling down like dominoes. His friend died in a car crash. Horrible act.
Really?
Yeah, you know what? I don't. Maybe another time. Bottom line for me is, if it weren't for, it's so strange. Sometimes it's just. Yeah. Well, anyway, well done with the arcs. All right, but let's see. I'll set an out.
So yeah, Maxwell really isn't that all of a bad guy, you know. Not all people are born evil and everything, you know. So after hearing that story from L7, we go and create a feast thanks to the doctor, who also is a really good cook. He has 8 times cooking speed whenever you put him on the kitchen, so keep that in mind. And because of that, you get a little quest to basically make a feast. And whenever you make a feast, not only does it give an emotional boost, it also feeds the altars that night and the next night as well too. So they won't have to eat nothing the very next day after they eat the feast. Now right here, we're doing the quest for the shrink right now after we made him a special drink, and we decided to take a sip with him as well with the drink since he asked us, and so we decided to indulge him as well.
This is wonderfully disgusting, Jan. Even better than my homegrown original. How do you find it? Yes. Very disgusting. Everything looks... And you... Why do you think... Because... I am... Let it... Time to... Yes. Think... I will... And to... Tell... Endless space. Now... Can't you see them? You're so... I mean...
Pretty whacked out, dude. Yeah, man. But thanks to creating that special tea mix with the shrink, we were able to learn the chill trait as well. Thanks to that, now we look at our lesson board. We now got the mind refiner and the shrink's lessons learned now, but it kind of saves over the lessons from prior gameplay as well too. But now we're finna get ready to create tabula rasa and the implants that come with it.
I'm not too keen on those experiments.
God,
I mean,
no
they
is
all
our
look the
storage
same.
is
How
rather
do you know the
full.
right ones? You have to...
So in this gameplay this time around, I decided to try to see if I can make tabula rasa in the implants as well, to see if that would help with the altars and their emotions afterwards. But right here we find
Molly's grave. sacrifice for her myself. Rest in peace, brave little sheep.
And yeah, I didn't even know that this place actually existed after you basically bury Molly and figure out what's going on with the altars until I saw like a tweet on Twitter the other day when I saw. So I was like, I gotta add this to the gameplay. Now right here, I'm basically telling the altars like, hey guys, look, we do have options. We got this option and that option. Nothing really changes because the miner still passes out from the whole brain tumor thingamabob or whatever it is that's going on with their brains and everything. And I still decided to pick the implants because when you pick the other way where you have to kill tabula rasa to get the samples you need so the altars can survive, majority of them basically hate you and everything. And basically once it doesn't matter which way you go because the technician will always be locked out and he's the one that always leads the rebellion, that leads the rebels basically once you get to act 3. So in choosing tabula rasa, it basically kills the entire crew, and if he takes that, you basically have no room for no new altars except for like maybe like 1 or 2 at best, and that really doesn't help out. And as you see here, technician is still mad, and also we find out that the shrink now gets mad about the decision that made it well too, compared to last game where we made the shrink after tabula rasa decision in act 3. But nonetheless, it is what it is. We still get the conflict of values notification that pops up, yada yada. Now, going into this next bit, we're making our way towards the canyon so we can place the gravity sensor over here. I chose over here just due to like reasons because of the fact that most of the resources are on this side, and when I want to set up the pylons and everything, it'll be much faster to me to fast travel to the Rapidium outpost that's located on this side of the mountain, come here and then just hoof it there rather than having to go through that trail on the other side. Now, a magnetic storm had probably passed like a few days ago at this point, and I go and get the new Eterol vein so now we can have some more stuff to sort of scientists to research and giving us the options to be able to look at different things for us as well too. And thankfully, because of that, I was able to get better management of other things as well. And so we come over here and we let Lucas know that, hey, we've done, I think at this point, we built the 3rd Rapidium arc. Or maybe the 4th one? I can't quite remember, guys. I was grinding, for real, for real. And as we tell Lucas, he's starting to give us more and more dialogue that we didn't get before we basically decided to betray him and Maxwell. And so he goes a little bit deeper into the story about what happened with Maxwell and his friend and how his friend actually came to die.
You know, I owe you something. Last time when I told you about Maxwell, I left out one thing.
Okay.
That accident his friend died in, it was Maxwell's fault. He's the one who'd been drunk driving.
What the hell? How come they didn't lock him up?
Yeah, there were some mitigating factors. You see, they've been spending the weekend in a mountain lodge. Remote place, having some drinks in the evening, when suddenly, his friend had a stroke. Maxwell called for the ambulance, but they told him it could take a while. And there was a big risk that it would be too late. But his own car was right there, on the driveway. I mean, what would you have done?
Someone with a stroke can't wait. Every minute counts. I'd risk it and go.
And you'd have to live with the consequences for the rest of your life. Like Maxwell. There was another car involved in the accident. And the driver of that car, a young woman, she got disabled for life. Never walked again. And Maxwell's friend didn't make it.
Damn.
Yeah. That night, Maxwell made a decision that never stopped haunting him.
What if he had waited for the ambulance? Would his friend still be alive? That woman would certainly be all right.
Or maybe it was the right decision to drive, but he should have gone slower. He became obsessed with these questions. As a scientist, he wanted answers, and he sacrificed everything his family, his academic reputation, and peace of mind to look for a way to find them. Not just for himself, but for science and the progress of humanity.
We all have regrets. They're a part of life.
Pain is a part of life too. Were people wrong to invent painkillers? Whatever you think of it, there you have it. The genesis of Project Gila.
Damn. Quite a story.
Yeah. It's been a while since I talked to someone like this. It's lonely up on this station.
I bet it does. And I can promise you I'll do my best to get more rubidium.
Wow. That would be awesome, Jan. I have to say, I'm really glad it's you, down there. Not everyone would be so ambitious.
Right. And you know what?
Yeah?
Maybe try less of the sweet talk. You really suck at it.
Yeah, I know. In that case, I guess, good luck, Jan. L7 out.
Now, in my first gameplay walkthrough, when we did betray Maxwell, I did kind of feel bad. But once I basically got all this dialogue about him and what happened to his best friend from L7, I knew that Maxwell was literally his worst enemy and everything. And I had no remorse for after we betrayed him in the first act. And I knew for sure that nothing good could come from trusting Maxwell and continuing to go with Tabula Rasa and killing Tabula Rasa rather than using the implant. So I didn't feel bad, not one bit at all.
Worked. We can get out of here. I'm sorry, Jan.
So yeah, we decided to push forward into act number 3 in Journey 2 because there's no point in staying behind with the magnetic storm coming up in act 2. We just got up out of there. And I wanted to show you guys this part again because I love this part. It's so weird and creepy seeing the subconscious do what he does.
What the fuck? No. Where are you going?
And yeah, I can't lie, guys. Like, that is like the most weird and freaked out like thing that I've had to go through in this whole entire game so far, was that instance where you basically meet with the subconscious and he just gets all up in your grill like that. Like, that's just it's weird. And he was bald headed too, no less. So it didn't make it no better with no irises or eyelids. Yeah, nah. Now we push forward into Act 3, and as you can see right here on our base, we gotten a lot, and I mean a lot done. We had 5 rubidium marks at this point in time. We had some repulsor modules made and done. Like, we had gotten a lot done in Act 1. And basically, we had to get up out, and then by Act 2, we were just about done with everything else too. And in terms of research and everything, things started to slow down because of the fact that we got so much done so fast and so quickly because of that. So now we're basically back to where we last left off in the last video. We're on day 56 right now, but we're technically, like, I want to say 3 days behind where we last left off at, so we're here a little bit early. Now here right now in the map, my main focus for day 56 was figuring out where the rebels were, because I had no clue where they were when I first started and when I first ended. Now there were only 2 spots that I had not checked yet, was the bottom left, the top bottom left, and the bottom right. Now, I hadn't checked those two places at all because I was looking for organics, and then I tried to set up that outpost, couldn't get it done. Went looking for the enriched metals because I felt that was important. Got that done, but had to deal with the prisms and everything else. And I was finding all the other places because we needed to get mineral stat, A stat, and I was having trouble trying to set up the pylons and how I wanted to set them up. But I was able to narrow down the two locations of where the rebels could have been at, so I wanted to start looking that way first. Now, we decided to just kind of go in one of those two directions. Basically, we started going right first, but I did still want to get some more anomalies because at this point we were using the refinery as a main way of getting our metals and organics without having to have pylons set up. So I made sure to definitely grab as many anomalies as anomalies as I possibly could. Now, right here, we went looking straight for the Edoral vein, and I wanted to make sure I always got the Edoral veins as soon as I could in a new act, so now we could get the planetary sample so we can acquire more research. Now, here I went straight for the minerals deposit because I wanted to set that up as soon as possible, and I wanted to get rid of the anomalies as soon as possible because I realized minerals and metals are going to be like the two main substance of things that we're using besides organics for food and other things as well too. So I'm over here mining for minerals right now, trying to get all that up, as well as taking out any anomalies that may come in our line of sight. Now over here, we're looking at what we needed for the beacon now that the research was finally done, which we needed 50 metals and 50 minerals. We only had 39 metals and 33 metals with 20 on standby, probably needed for the pylons, I think is what it was. Now, right now, I went to try to see if I could figure out how to take on the prism anomaly. Now, from what I saw and heard, there's 3 cores compared to regular anomalies, expanding anomalies, and then the prism anomalies. Regular anomalies normally have 1. Even the moving ones only have 1 core. But expanding anomalies normally have 2 cores that are more closer to the center once it finally expands. Prism anomalies have 3 cores that you have to find within them, as well as trying to duck and dodge the other anomalies that might be in the prism anomaly itself. So keep that in mind. The way how you can tell where the core is or what it looks like is it has like that prism-esque effect where it's like refracting off of the core itself all around it. And normally 2 of them are roughly near each other. And I was having difficulty finding the 3rd one here, but not realizing the 2nd one was right back near where the 1st one kind of sort of was. And these guys are big chunkers. They give you 27 ALX, just so y'all know. So taking those guys out early is kind of good. Now we're here. We're setting up the... well, no, actually, we didn't set it up here. We actually decided to come back to that later. We came for the Edoral vein, and then I wanted to go looking for the Rebels out base as soon as I could with the remaining time I had. So I went back toward those 2 areas, finally found them after looking for a pretty obvious sighting. And you'll figure out what that is in a bit once we talk to Technician 1.
There you are. You okay? Seriously? That what you want to talk about? What the hell were you thinking? You got some guts to follow us all the way down here. Don't you get it? The party's over. I got the impression you wanted me to find you. Oh yeah? And what gave you that impression? The light? Why else would you bother with it? It's not for the rescue ship, is it? I wouldn't have made it through the sandstorm without it. Yeah, well... I was pissed at you, but... leaving you out there to your death? I'm not that guy. You're going to die if you stay out here any longer. Our chances are better here than in the hands of corpo thugs, and you know it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. What the hell is this site anyway? What's it look like? That tour vehicle is good protection against radiation. It's not gonna withstand the sunrise. Only a proper shelter will. This place provides the perfect terrain for one. So that's what you're building. Yeah. And it's no picnic. So, why don't you get back to your base and just let me get on with it? Is there anything I can do? Yeah. Let it go. Do you have enough food? That's none of your business. You don't have enough food. There's not enough of anything, okay? Are you happy? But I don't want your fucking help. Just go, okay? You're making things worse.
Now we come back to and we find that there's a supply package that we can make for the rebels, and in doing so you could find a way to bring the rebels back into the fold with the rest of the alters by making this package. So while we worked on that, we let the other alters know that we found the turret vehicle along with the alters, and most of them are pretty happy that we did. There was like one person who was a little bit on the cranky side, and I think that was only the scientist. But other than that, the rest of them were pretty happy about it. Now we're talking to the doctor right now because in his past life, he had a lot of scars, and he had on him that made him feel like who he was is what he was. And he also had a tattoo that made him that he had for symbolism, and he made him feel like he was who he was and truly for who he was. And without that tattoo now that he's been created, he doesn't have it no more, and so he wants us to find a way to get it back for him. So to start day 57 will be a continuous thing where we're starting to find all the other outposts and depositories and create mining ops for them as well. So we also ended up finding some tattoo designs for the doctor from scientist and botanist Jan. So take a look at which one we decided to give him.
So, I have a tattoo. Turned out we have some... Wow.
So the doc was really happy with the botanist one that we decided to give him or show him, and I felt like the botanist and him probably had more of the same values and views on life compared to him and the scientist, so that's why I chose him. And I don't know what happens when you choose the scientist, but it could be the same result. It may not be, who knows. But I started on the tattoo machine, wanting to get that ready to go for us in the morning. And then after that, I decided to call it a night to get ready for day 58, where it was going to be a lot of day 57, where we were setting up outposts and getting those depositories ready to go so we can get mining going. Now, I'm going to be real honest with you guys. Day 58 ticked me off more than any other day during this replay of us playing from start to finish until now, because I went looking for it. Everything in every other act was in the same spot, right where I found it in the first time when I played through, and the second time when I played through it. And this is the third time that I'm playing through it, and it wasn't in the same spots when I was looking for the organics. And I was trying to figure out, well, where the heck is it at? Because it's supposed to be here. Everywhere else, every other thing was in their same spot, but the organic spot moved. In the first playthrough, the organic spot was near the trunk of the base of the tree, of that other broken down tree that's down over there. It was at the base of that over there, but now it was on the second level leading up to this tree over here. Now, I don't know if that's just in that one instance where it'll do that, or it was bugged out, or like depending on how many times you replay they'll move certain things around. But every other thing from depositories to arrow veins to crash landing sites, everything were in the exact same spots where I found it, besides that one organic spot. Now in this next bit, we're basically turning on the beacon to let everybody know where we are, find out, we're blocked in by another big old anomaly that we have to take out later on. But this is going to be the ending of my commentary. It doesn't mean there's no more video. There's still about 20-ish minutes left of video right here that we got for you guys. So I'm going to let y'all tune into that. And if you do like the video, please let me know how we did. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you didn't. And until next time, gamers, we out of here.
Are you still in need of supplies? Because I thought, you know, sharing is caring. What? Man, you just don't give up, do you? Sounds like the pot calling the kettle black. Yeah, I gotta say, I might be able to swallow my pride just this once. It's gotten really tight. You're not a minute too early. Look, can't we put all the bad stuff behind us and be a team again? How about all of you just come back to the base? Listen, this is not exactly a dream vacation. It's about survival. And if I had some kind of guarantee that you could protect us from the corporation, I'd be more than happy to come back instead of struggling with this damn rock. Guarantee? Okay, fair enough. Why don't I think about it and see what I can come up with?
Hey, did you want to tell me something? Jan. Okay. What is it? Jan. Yeah, we're getting out of here, man. No. Jan. What? That's not what you're telling me? Jan. Oh. Did you just want to show me the view? Jan. Yeah. It's not bad. Have you noticed how beautiful the sky is around here? I think I might even miss it. Jan? What's so funny? Look at us. Here we are, light years away from home, and not a moment to stop and take in the wonders that surround us. Somewhere out there, our home is waiting for us. And believe me, it's got miracles in store for you. Jan, I'm telling you, it's gonna be something to see the earth with your eyes. For the very first time. With no prejudice. I almost envy you. Jan. Huh. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna see it with new eyes too. Okay, I'm ready. Let's get this done. Is it very painful? That's the whole point of it, Jan. It worked. How do you like it? Oh, it's awesome. I need to show it off to the others. Thanks, man. It means the world to me. So you just left the university. Don't you regret it? So, does... Oh. What? Are you... Yes, and... Yes. I suppose yes. Oh, Hey, thank you. Hello? Lena, is that you?
Yeah. It wasn't easy to convince them, but they let me through. One last time before you set off, I guess.
Right.
What? Agatha? Look, I'm not...
You did the right thing.
So, let me get this straight. Then, you tell me it's okay when I made it... This whole thing?
Yeah. And I've been thinking,
Us.
just remember our first night together?
I brought Pete.
Just.
Yeah.
I woke up with you sleeping on my arm as if it was the most natural thing to do. The morning I swore to myself I would never. Well, I failed to keep that and all this time, now I know it's not failing that's a problem.
Failing, succeeding, you always looked at life that...
Yeah. I know that now, and because without them, and it seems that I am.
I know. And I all...
According to the quantum and Agatha said they don't intend. So, yeah. What just happened? Lena?
Listen, we don't... The previous connection...
Not safe?
You...
Yeah. Military man. Agatha told me.
Smuggle them. That's...
Just say what.
If...
Uneasy.
Damn it. I wish I could...
Lucas? You think... Maybe...
What?
Shit.
Maybe. I could... Things like that.
Are you... Lena? So...
I'll give it a...
Thank you.
Don't. Good luck.